Hello everyone, welcome to Canteen Cup. My name is Scott and it's another hot and humid Georgia day. Got up early this morning. My wife's car had a flat tire, so I had to jack it up, remove the tire, take it to a tire shop, have them fix the flat, bring it back, put it on. Whew, and I got done just in time before the heat really poured on, but it's another hot and humid day. Anyhow, today I wanted to talk about technical stuff. For those of you that follow my channel, you know I like technical stuff. I'm involved in ham radio and other things, and so we need to talk about technical stuff because we live in a technical world. Cell phones, computers, internet, email, and more than likely, if our society devolves, this stuff is not going to go away. So you have to learn how to have a continuation of operations, a coup, as a government likes to call it. And today I want to talk a little bit about that. And one thing I want to recommend to people, before I go any further, I'd like to thank everybody that has subscribed to my Patreon channel. I appreciate your support. I encourage others to go ahead and join my Patreon. I am going to start putting content on that's not going to be available to the public, and there's various reasons for that. It's just that there's stuff I'm willing to share on a private channel that I may not necessarily want to share on a place like YouTube. So just be aware that there is some content coming that's going to be a little more detailed in certain areas, and it will have content that I'm not going to put on YouTube. Anyhow, back to the subject at hand, which is technology in the post-apocalyptic world. One thing I always maintain is that you keep your cell phone running. Even if the cell service is not there, keep your cell phone running, because there's a lot more you can do with it. You can still, if you get to a Wi-Fi, you can still send emails. You can still do Google searches if there's internet available. You can download maps and keep a complete set of maps for the United States on your phone that you can use when not connected to the internet. Going beyond that, in a post-apocalyptic world, there's still going to be the need for organization. There's still going to be the need for inventories and lists and things of that nature. You're going to have to create SOPs. You're going to have to be able to transmit SOPs. You're going to have to be able to update your inventories, and really in today's world, a computer is just perfect for that. You can get, if you have Microsoft Office, that's one way to do it. There's another Office program out there. Right now it's called Libra. I forget what it used to be called. I think it was called Open Office, and now it's called Libra. It's free, and it pretty much does the same things. I bet it has you in the sun. I'm sorry about that. But it does the same things as Office, but it's free. Keeping a computer running, even if it's a laptop, sometimes consumes a lot of energy. And that may be energy you may or may not have. However, there is a little computer. It's called a Raspberry Pi. Many of you probably have already heard of this. But the Raspberry Pi is a very small computer. It uses very little power. It was originally developed for students to give them a cheap computer to program on, but a lot of people have jumped on that bandwagon and they use it for a lot of different things. I use one for my amateur radio in digital modes that's what I bring to the field with me. I have a little 7-inch screen. I have a Raspberry Pi 4 on the back. I hook it up to my radio and away I go. It's great. That being said, my screen is a little 7-inch screen, and while it's great for some things, it's not great for others. Anyhow, the company with whom I bought that original screen from, that 7-inch screen, they sent me another screen to review. This is a bigger screen. This is a 13.3-inch screen. The company is Kogoda, K-O-G-O-D-A, and I've been playing with it, and it's really a nice screen. And so really this video is kind of a review of that screen and its possible uses in a devolving world. Right now I have it hooked up to my computer via a USB-C port, and that's providing both the video, the audio, and the power. One cable, boom. I like it a lot. And so without further ado, we're going to switch to going inside, and we'll take a look at this new little monitor. I do like it a lot. So I'll be back in a minute. All right, so I'm back, and here it is. Here's my hand for comparison. Looking at it, the colors look pretty good. All the reds are red, all the oranges are orange, browns are brown, grays are grays, blacks are black. In the background is my big Dell monitor. The resolution of my big monitor is about twice that of this little one. However, it's very clear and it's not quite as bright. I can probably brighten this up a little bit, but I just really wanted to get this out there. But in general, for a little portable monitor, I like it a lot. Like I said, this is the cable. Here's the USB-C cable. I just have it plugged into my computer, just USB-C, that's it, no power cables. This has speakers on the side, but it's a nice little monitor. And what I'll do here in a minute is I'll take this same web page and I'll put it in my big monitor so you can kind of see between the two. Anyhow, I'm gonna try and see if I can do this. If you look at that's the resolution of my big monitor. It's 3840 by 2160. And if I switch it to the little one, it's then 1920 by 1080, so it's about half the resolution, but it really does a good job. I'm really pleased with this. It does come with a screen protector, and it's just a simple, stick on. You don't have to use water or anything. However, I do recommend that if you buy this monitor, you put that screen protector on. I have their little 7-inch monitor, and I didn't put it on right away, and the screen did get scratched a little bit. The plastic here is a little bit soft, so when you get yours, go ahead and put that screen protector on. That being said, I really do like that 7-inch monitor. So with this, you get several cables. You get the USB-C to the USB-C cable. You get an HDMI to HDMI mini. There's several different sizes of HDMI. You can see here that on the right is an HDMI, and then this is the HDMI mini, and then they make another one, an HDMI micro. And I want to talk about that. The Raspberry Pi uses an HDMI micro, and this monitor does not come with an HDMI mini to HDMI micro cable. For my other little screen, that used a standard HDMI on it, and then I had to buy an HDMI to an HDMI micro so I can work it with a Raspberry Pi. So Kogoda, if you are, if you see this video, think about adding an HDMI mini to HDMI micro cable to this, because this is really an excellent monitor for the Raspberry Pi. And for those of my followers on my channel, I may do a Raspberry Pi video later on, but right now I'm talking about the monitor. Okay, in addition to those two cables, you get a USB-C to a USB-A cable, and this is for power. And then along with the power, you get a little wall wart. I haven't even taken it out of the package yet because I don't need it. And then you get this stand, which is kind of a unique stand. It attaches on the back with a magnet, and then the front has a little flipper here, and that is how this piece right here is just a cover piece of plastic I'm using until I take the time to put the protector on. The case is not attached to the Mini, but you can fold it over and it'll store this monitor inside this case. You flip it over and it makes a nice little case, and of course the magnets kind of hold it. So like I said, I really kind of like this thing. I'm going to try and get this over onto the bigger screen so that we can see that the colors are pretty close. Again, the same thing. My bigger screen, it's a little bit brighter, but the reds are still red, the blacks are still black, the oranges are still orange. On both screens, the fonts are perfectly readable. There's a lot of good contrast. And so all in all, I like this. How am I going to use this? Well, I have to get myself an HDMI mini to an HDMI micro cable, and I will probably use this with my Raspberry Pi. In the meantime, I have a computer that I'm using for a repeater, and I have a big monitor on it, but I really don't need to have the big monitor, so I may plug this into that computer and just kind of let it burn and see how it holds up, kind of do an endurance test, because I don't need a big monitor over there, and this will work just fine. But again, I can use this with a Raspberry Pi, and it would work very, very well. The two of them together, the Raspberry Pi, for those that don't know, it's only like 4 inches by 3 inches. It's not very big. The Raspberry Pi, has OpenOffice. It has a web browser. You can get a lot of software for it for free. The amateur radio software is free. And again, I'll do another video on the Raspberry Pi at a future date. But all in all, looking at this monitor, I really like it. And if I didn't like it, I would say so. I don't. I try to keep my channels honest, and if I didn't like it, I'd say I didn't like it. But for what it is, it's a really great little monitor, and I can see myself getting a lot of use out of this. So, again, going back a little bit to post-apocalyptic world, having something like this that doesn't take a lot of juice to power. I mean, you can power this off of some cell phone batteries now. They're made for USB-C. That's pretty nice. One cable to rule them all. But that's all I got for everybody today. Again, this is a You know, if you're looking for something small and portable, I mean, it's about the size of a standard, you know, spiral bound notebook. And that and the Raspberry Pi and one of those little well, here, I'll show you. Hang on a second. This is the keyboard I use with my Raspberry Pi. You know, it's got the keyboard over here. This is a mouse pad, a trackpad, and then you have up and down, and you have bumper buttons, and it really works well with the Raspberry Pi, and all three pieces together makes a very small package. So that's all I got. All right, and just one last quick shot. This is it set up as being a little server monitor for me. I'm gonna keep it on and let it burn 24/7. It's gonna support eventually support my repeater as a computer server for my repeater. So that's all I got. So that's all I got for you today. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope that you are taking this intermission between the virus lockdowns to further make your preps. I think I've said it quite a bit on what you need to be doing, what you should be doing. I think you know what you need to be doing and what you should be doing. Please do it. That's all I have. Everybody stay safe and stay secure. We'll see you out there.